The biggest mistake I think as a small business you could make if you're planning to grow your business is to try and do it too quickly, because probably one of the key things is having cash flow, a constant cash flow. So it's all very well putting a little bit more money out every time as long as you're getting stuff back in, but I think cash flow has to be the key, because if you really mess up on that, then you're going to lose your premises and you're going to be in trouble.
Biggest mistake you're making in planning a business? Probably the answer is not planning a business.
I think the biggest mistake you could make when starting up a business is probably over-expecting the amount of sales that you're going to generate. So it's probably best to underestimate what you're going to do and not take on, rent and stuff until you've actually got a decent income and you know that you're getting X amount per month.
There are lots of mistakes you can make when planning your business. So the biggest of them, I think, or the most common of them, is not being realistic. Everybody has an idea, thinks their idea is fantastic. So I would just encourage you to measure your projections, increase your costs, and then see if it still has legs and works.
In terms of mistakes, I would say timescales.
I'd say probably the only mistake I made, and it may well be a personal thing rather than a business thing, was when I started the business, and obviously one of the key aspects of doing so was keeping the costs as low as possible in its early stages, was I spent 6 months working from home. Working from home, I found, especially for somebody that's within a consultative industry, and particularly somebody that's sales orientated, I got bored of my own company very quickly, but also got very distracted by a lot of different things.
Designing and sticking to a timescale of simple things of getting phone lines set up, getting websites designed, speaking to potential offices, and then saying, right, in the 6 months of our incorporation, we'll be in an office. We still managed to achieve that because we were quite passionate about what we were doing, but I think it would have made our lives a lot easier if we were rigid and thorough in the planning of timescales.
I think you've got to not ignore some of those smaller projects, some of those smaller contacts, when you start just chasing kind of the bigger prize all the time. So that, for me, would be the biggest mistake, would be to kind of just sort of set your sights on one type of work, one value, piece of work, etc.